Hello everybody, Mike Hungerford here. This is Cartel Mobile Electronics and this is our submission for the 2026 Retailer of the Year. We're so honored to be on this and so honored to be doing this again, and I can't tell you how much this means to myself and Christina. So what we're going to do here is go through this whole thing. We're going to go through every one of these questions. I'll introduce you to myself. We're going to hear from Christina on the management side as well as her roles as a salesperson. You're going to hear from me as my roles via management, some sales, and also as installation. So we're going to get at the video and I'm going to show you what makes Cartel so special and why we are deserving of this year's Retailer of the Year award and why we should represent the mobile electronics industry for the next 12 months. Right, my name is Mike Hungerford. I am the owner here. I have been since 2017. I've been in this industry since I was in high school doing backyard stuff and getting extra credit from my electronics teachers during school hours. Professionally, I've been doing this for a little bit less than that with a short hiatus out of the 12-volt industry, and then came back in 2016. I took on a lead installer role here at Cartel for the previous owner, and then I took over a short 5 months later in April of 2017. My responsibilities here are everything you could possibly imagine, from helping up front with sales, make sure the day-to-day operations are done and done correctly, as well as all of the installations on any car that comes through the bay. They go through my hands and my hands only. If I do happen to have somebody here helping, I always make sure to keep an eye on and always look over the shoulder, make sure everything's getting done up to my level of professionalism and the level that we think our clients are deserving of. My skill set is a bit unique here because I do everything. If it's a car that needs a remote starter, if we're doing a full fabricated installation, if we're simply tinting a couple windows or doing a deck in four, I do all of it. So I have to be a little different than some of the other guys that have a team and dedicated personnel to handle all of those different things and all of those different services. So that's very unique in this industry. Some guys are able to pull it off, some just simply aren't and aren't willing to go to that next level and learn those next steps in order to be able to do all of those things. That's one of the things I like most about working here is all of the different things I get to do on a day-to-day basis. It makes the day go by fast. It makes the years go by quicker than you would hope, but I get to work on such different stuff on a day-to-day basis and see all these different levels of cars, whether it be a Honda Civic all the way up to Lamborghinis and Ferraris and everything in between. And we get our hands on all of it. It makes it a little tricky to make sure we have the knowledge to be able to work on all these different vehicles, but that's why we go to classes and that's why we continually go to trainings and have friends that have also done all the trainings and have experience with all the vehicles that we can call on anytime we need to.
Hey guys, my name is Christina and I work here at Cartel Mobile Electronics in Waterbury, Connecticut. I've been with Cartel since about 2020 now. Part of my primary responsibilities as part of the management team is just day-to-day store operations, making sure the day runs smoothly, making sure Mike has everything he needs for customer installs, taking care of the customers, answering phone calls. I also handle all of our bookkeeping here, making sure the store is clean, decorating for Christmas, and making sure the Cartel Cafe is always stocked with drinks and snacks for our customers. I think one of my unique skills I bring to Cartel is my ability to read people, being able to take control of the sale and steer it where it needs to go. So what I like best about working here is when customers come in and have absolutely no idea about anything that we sell, because I too at one point had absolutely no clue about any of this stuff. So it's nice to be able to give them some information with everything I've learned in the past almost 6 years. In addition to my managerial duties here, I am also one half of the sales team. And my responsibilities with that are basically kind of getting to know the customer, what they're looking for. More often than not, that means going out to their vehicle and finding out what they like and don't like with their current setup in their car and kind of building on it from there and finding out what they don't like so we can fix that for them. But what I like most about working here at the store is that we're always selling something different, whether it's lighting, audio, remote starts, radar detectors. It's just always something new every day. We're not just standing there wringing out cans of cat food all day. We're actually finding all kinds of different things to get for the customer to make them happy. My sales style changes from customer to customer. You kind of have to be like a chameleon because not every person that walks through the door has the same personality. So sometimes you have to switch up your personality because you have someone walking through the door and they're dead set on getting like 2 12-inch subs in an enclosure for their Honda Civic, or you have another type of person that comes in here and says, I want some bass, but doesn't really quite know what that means. So I have to walk them to exactly what they need.
I'll answer a couple of the sales team questions here because I do help with sales up here, whether we're really busy or when Christina might be out for any reason. I love the sales side of stuff almost as much as I love being in the Bay. It's fun. It's fun. I like the interaction with the clients. We do have some clients that come in and specifically want to speak to me. They won't even give Christina the time of day, unfortunately, but that's because they know the knowledge that I'm able to bring to the table, and they want to make sure that they do speak with me. Or it's previous clients that we've had that I've had interactions with and they've been happy with dealing with me, and that's pretty normal, and that's okay. I don't mind that at all, except for when I'm literally laying on my back underneath a car. But hey, they come in, they want to speak with me, they're always willing to hang out and wait a few minutes for that to happen, and that's really cool. And that's kind of what I like most about selling here, is just all the different services and all the different products that we can offer. And every car is so different and so unique that we're able to do something a little different every time. There's no cookie cutter process, there's no cookie cutter product line or package deal that we can just throw into every car that comes through the door. It's all going to be different, and that's really awesome. And that really is what I like most about selling here. And my style's a little bit different than some people. Some clients you have to just be very formal. Some we can kick back and talk a little shop. And some clients are very cool with that and they're receptive of it. And some clients we sit here and talk about football for 5 minutes before getting at which radio they want to do. So it always comes down to the client on how my style and our interaction with them and myself and with Christina, and that's always fun. Installation team introductions, again, that's myself, that's me. I do all of the cars that come through this door. Every single one of them go through my hands, they go through me. My eyes are on every single one of these cars. And my responsibility as far as the installation bay is to make sure that all of this stuff goes in cars properly, securely, professionally. It's neat, it's clean, it's tidy. It's built to last. It's not something that we're going to have to come back in 3 months because a sheet metal screw fell out of a door. It's not happening because we're just simply not doing that. So that's my responsibility, is just to make sure this stuff gets done at the highest level we are physically able to do on every single car. One thing that kind of goes back to the other side is that's what's so much fun about working here, and that's what I enjoy the most, is every car is different. I'm doing so much different stuff. Tinting, audio, lighting especially, and then we do radar laser systems, we do backup camera, we're doing safety systems, and all of these different types of setups that we can put into all of different cars, and it's always different. I've never done the same car back to back. We don't do the same gear back to back. It's always so different, and it's exciting and it's fun. And my specialty is making sure that this stuff goes in usually in such a way that even a seasoned dealer tech would have a really hard time knowing that we were even in the car. The stuff is integrated so neatly and so properly that it just looks like OEM grade equipment, like it's OEM gear. One of my biggest specialties is lighting. I absolutely love doing lighting. It takes every job, whether it's a custom install or a simple amp rack, it takes that stuff to the next level. It makes it look so much cooler. And lately we've been doing a lot of the ambient interior light kits. They're pricey at the end of the day compared to what some people see on like TikTok and this and that. It's not a cheap installation. So we make sure that those are done with the greatest quality possible, that it looks like this stuff came in the vehicle, even when the lights are off. And that's the tricky part too, is making sure that they're hidden and it looks discreet. And when they turn them on, the thing just comes to life and it's awesome. And seeing the face and hearing the comments when we turn these jobs out is just incredible. All right, quick walk up from the store. This is our building from the street. We do share with a church, but we're off over here to the right. We've got our street sign up there, and we've got another marquee on the front of the building. And then our glass does have some decals on it showing what services we can and do offer. We have our hours posted clearly on the front door. We are just closed on Sundays, but we're here Monday through Friday, Saturday, 10 to 4. Our biggest landmark, honestly, is right next door to us. Over here, we've got a Dominic and Vinny's Pizza, and they've been here in Waterbury just about as long as we have. And we're on a pretty busy main drag out here. It's a lot of drive-by traffic, a lot of visibility for us. That's pretty nice. This is the view of the store as clients walk into the store. And you see it's nice and tidied up, kept, and currently decorated for the holidays, which we try to do more of a winter theme more than Christmas, just so we don't exclude anybody by accident or make anyone feel odd. So we go with the winter theme, a lot of silvers and blues, which are our store colors anyway, so it works out really well. Sales counter and consultation area, that would be up here, which is also decorated, and we have 2 workstations, so Christina and myself can both be talking and dealing with customers. But that's also nice and neat, gorgeous counter. We had these made by the guys out in 5-Axis. As far as the displays, we have our lighting display, there's our marine and power sports display, and then we have our remote starters. And a lot of times Christina and I will take a client over here so we can actually show them the different things available, different features, different telematic options. We offer a couple of those, different cameras, whatever. And that's a really nice looking display as well. And then behind me we have our audio display. Again, same theme, same display on them, same graphicals. Every one of them are branded with our logo. Got a couple radios, and then here I 3D printed some fillers. So we didn't have any blanks because I didn't feel like putting any more single DINs on display. So we have those in there, and then we'll be filling those in with single chassis double DINs shortly. And then part of this display, which gets used more often than this thing ever plays audio, would be the sound deadener demo. So we can show them that really super tinny without, and nice deep powerful bass with, and that is a giant sales tool right there. All the signage, calls to action, again, we're all branded up very nicely. We got some video monitors over here. This one's currently showing some holiday themed stuff. Oh, and the puppies. And then down here we have a rolling slideshow of probably about 100 different vehicles that we've worked on, or simple ads like that. It's a good mixture of stuff, different events that we go to, we highlight that. Right next to that, this display. This just kind of sits here, a quick overview of some of the stuff that we offer, and that goes to trade shows with us as well. And we have this one that's usually out by the street, little A-frame sign. Behind the sales counter, we do have another display up there, which has a running loop of different ads, a couple of the different products and manufacturers that we work with, and then you have all of our awards and honor plaques, all the things from our top retailers, our build-off awards, all my certifications, all Christina's certifications, and we have our awards that we've won on the local side. We've been named Best in the General Waterbury area 4 years in a row. We're just waiting for the 4th one to come in. We've won that every single year that it's even been a category. And over here we have just another nice display shelf, and this one actually has some things that we've gotten from clients. So we started off with a couple of these, and every once in a while a client comes in with a new gift for us. They bring us another cool car. And we have our autographed signed Ryan Priest truck, some WeatherTech stuff, and then on this shelf we have a couple display pieces that we made here in-house to highlight some of the fabrication and different customizations that we can do. Those are gorgeous displays right there, nice pieces. Radar laser systems, different Turi controllers, and then we have, again, the audio is right next to that, and then we have our waiting area for the clients. This is always kept really nice and tidy, and it's comfortable enough. We got water, snacks, a couple of different beverages, a couple different kinds of coffees and teas and snacks. And then we have some plaques on the wall of some magazine articles that we've been in. The sign right there I actually made in-house for our Cartel Cafe. And another magazine article. This is the customer waiting area. We did this full remodel back in 2020, and ever since, I mean, we've added the center display, kind of fill out the showroom a little bit because it seemed a little bit empty. This one rotates constantly. I think every month or every other month we rotate the equipment that's on that. And then on the back side we have some of like the hidden subwoofer enclosures and just different things people don't realize that we can actually do. So that's that. And bathrooms are in the back. Since there's only one restroom here, it is back here in the bay, which is fine. It's always kept nice and tidy and neat. And it gives a chance for clients to come into the bay and see the type of facilities that we're working with here as well. Now we'll go behind the scenes. We have our 2 workstations. We've got one here, and then we've got one here. Okay, so myself and Christina can both work. We've got the printer, some storage, office supplies, different computers. At the computer itself, This always has open our main scheduler, which I'll go over really quickly. So it's going to all be categorized by color. Let me go to this week, and it's all filled out by the job type, or whether or not we might be waiting for equipment to come in or not. If I click on this guy, we can communicate with the customer via text message. We can do our vehicle check-in and outs throughout here, and we can send pictures back and forth if necessary with the client if something comes up in their vehicle that's different than what we maybe looked at the initial consultation. And then these are always just open, all the different products and manufacturers that we work with the most and what we generally need more often than not. Other than that, it's all available on here for us. And then on the middle area, we have all the different remote batteries and different sizes available. Any client comes in, we do complimentary battery replacements. Every once in a while, we'll hand out a free air freshener as well. All right, well, we might not have any office spaces or a formal break room. Chrissy kind of just comes back in here and hangs out with me. But we do have our award-winning 22 Jeep Grand Cherokee on hand, which kind of highlights a little bit of everything that we do and that we offer. As you can see, it's got the underbody lighting, which is actually adjustable. We have a custom CI radar laser system in this. It's got a throttle controller on it. We have window tint that we did here in-house, the WeatherTech liners and stuff that we have available, and the window guards. We can highlight PPF that we do. So all the pillars are done with PPF. All the door sills here, there's PPF running along this. Then the entire center stack is done with PPF protection, even the screen, all the piano black, custom installed DSP controller. Then if you come around back, we have our, again, award-winning Sony Mobile ES build that I think everyone's kind of seen by now at this point. A couple cool video monitors, some lasering, and all the materials to match the interior absolutely perfectly. It's all the same materials on here. This thing goes with us to every trade show, any on-site event that we're doing. This vehicle goes with us. It's kind of our pride and joy here at Cartel. And anytime any one of our clients wants to hop in and take this audio system for a test ride, they're more than welcome to hop in the driver's seat and do so. Stockroom isn't quite a stockroom. All our inventory is kept in the bay, and everything's categorized pretty well. Christina does an amazing job of keeping this stuff stocked up. So you've got all our remote starter stuff. Come over here, some audio, some lighting, different speakers. Oh, that's actually the lighting shelf. Different categories, some overflow, some stuff that's got to get broken. And then we have our to-do shelf, our staging shelf. So all these shelves are stocked with all the equipment that's been going into the cars over the next week. That's all there. And then this will double as our return and RMA shelf, which is on the bottom row right there. And this is signage and motivation, safety area. I don't have any of that stuff up on the walls. We got a couple fire extinguishers hanging around over here. There's another one over here. There's one behind the laser. I don't have any posters with cats hanging, saying hang in there. We don't have any of that kind of motivational stuff over here. All right, quick overview of the bay. We've got the space here. It's about 500 square feet. I could fit 3 cars in here if we pack them tight and tuck one over into here into this corner, one over here, and then one long ways along the back of the bay here. Unless one happens to be a big pickup truck, then we can bring that down to 2. We've got the benches over here. We've got the 3D printer, dedicated computer for that. Got the laser machine, tool storage and installation supplies. This has got pretty much one of everything in here. These are different factory clips and anything else we need to use to attach stuff to a vehicle. Some tool overflow, tool storage, USB cords, just installation supply cabinet. And I've got my toolbox here, loaded up with all kinds of stuff. Most of the diagnostic tools and everything is in the top drawer here. Batteries, drills, whatever we might need. My incessive compulsion with Ryobi tools, screws, adhesives, tapes, all that stuff stays in there. Then we've got another computer over here. This one's pretty much dedicated to just module programming and pulling up any install guides that I might need. And then some extra workspace with some more diagnostic stuff on it. There's the bathroom, storage closet, detailing and cleaning supplies, paints, adhesives, all kinds of stuff on that shelf. Our storage refrigerator, all my templates and whatever stuff I might need there, wire, router tables, heavy duty tools, some extra material. Then we've got our inventory storage is back here in the bay. And I know many of you guys saw a little video we did with the guys down at Absolute Electronics. That wasn't just simply for fun. That was because Ada was nice enough to hook us up with the CNC machine. And I just need to start learning this thing a lot better. We're gonna start turning out some really cool work with this thing. In the wall space, we've got all of our metro supplies all hung up, dash kits, harnesses, antenna adapters, some modules, and then we use the space for some signage and some wall hangings. Then fabrication space. As I mentioned, we have our 3D printer over here. Got some top secret products I'm working on over here. A little project we got going on with this. That's going to be pretty damn cool when we get that set up. But this computer is dedicated simply for rendering and printing. Doesn't get used for anything else. That way we keep that thing running really nice and good. Got the RTA over here on this shelf. We can roll that around and bring that right to a car when I need it. And then as far as more fabrication space, this was a router I built the whole cabinet, start stop. It has dust collection built into it, and then the router lifts. And then recently I just built a second one to help me a little bit more with efficiency. That one also has dust collection built in, and we've got dust collection built in, all portable vacuums, and they work really well. And that's hooked up to the CNC router. Storage space for car parts. That again, we use the rolly tables. I've got 2 of these. Everything's on wheels here. I don't know if I pointed that out before. My router table's on wheels. That's on wheels. That's on wheels. CNC machine's not going anywhere. We're not moving that around, but all these are portable. I can move those around however I need to be able to work efficiently around the vehicles that are in the bay. And then as far as putting car parts, those we use these tables, organize them however we need them to be, so everything's up off the floor and out of the way for now until we get into a bigger space. Recent improvements to the install bay would be the secondary router table, my CNC machine, and we just put this area together. My laser used to be on the other side of the shop. We moved it over here next to the 3D printer, so everything's together. So anytime I'm making parts, everything's all here in one spot, and they're both linked up to this computer over here. As far as work done in the bay, it's everything. It's, we're making speaker adapters, we're making custom fabricated parts, we're lasering brackets and lasering pieces whenever need be. Then there's the bread and butter stuff there. We do remote starters. I do a ton of lighting. Anything we're building custom, we try to add a little touch of lighting to it just to give it that extra little touch. Then we do a lot of these ambient interior kits. You're going to be seeing a lot more of those coming from us soon. That's a category we've been really expanding on. And then that's it. That's the install bay for now. You see about 500, 600 square feet max. And we make it work. Fit whatever we can in here, and there's plenty of room for me to work, especially if there's only one car in the bay at a time. It's more than enough room for me to be able to get around the car efficiently. As far as store branding, man, we use the hell out of the branding. We use it on obviously our displays, on our banners, on every one of our displays are branded Cartel. They're not branded with a specific brand generally. There's minor things throughout, but very minimal. All of our outdoor signage is done, all branded. All of our uniforms, it's blue, it's black. Those are our store colors. We can also mix in white and silver, and it all themes in beautifully. And that's what we do on all of our clothing, all of our uniforms. They're branded. We have the polos, the t-shirts, the long sleeves, jackets, hats, like you name it. If you come in the store, you're very clear who works here and who's just kind of hanging out and hanging in the bay. As far as product categories, I kind of briefly went over this before. Obviously, we're doing audio, we're doing remote starters, we do a lot of security, we're doing radar dash cameras, we offer window tint, minimal PPF, and by that I mean I don't have the space or the hands, frankly, to do full PPF yet. We have something in the works for that, but at the moment what we do is like door sills and outside pillars and dash console, stuff that's generally just touched a lot by hands. We can do PPF on all those, and that's been great for the revenue too. It's a nice little add-on service we can add on while the car's here getting audio done, because it doesn't take long to put in, and it's good dealer markup on that stuff. Business revenues are up already this year. From last year to now, we're already up 12% on our annual, and we haven't even finished December yet. That's insane to me. We usually have a little bit of a slowdown in the early to mid-summer, and this year it just kept going. At one point in time, we were booked out almost 2 months. There was the slow portion, we were booked out only about 2 weeks. But that's okay too, because it's a lot easier to tell someone, hey, yeah, we'll do your radio in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, than it is to tell them, yeah, we can change your speaker out in 2 months. You know, that's hard. They're gonna wind up going somewhere else in that period of time. So even just being the 2 weeks, we're still booked out. We were still able to take in jobs, but we still knew we had jobs coming in every single day. And the fact that we're up even at all with the economy and everything else going on out in the world is pretty damn remarkable. And it just shows the level of trust that our clients have and that our community has with us handling their vehicles and willing to trust us with their hard-earned dollars. You know, when somebody walks in the door, especially for the first time, you always see them kind of take a nice glance around. They'll see myself or Christina up at the counter, and if we happen to be in the back, we're always within a few seconds or however quick as we can, we'll come up here and greet them. If we're on a phone call, it's always a, hey, how you doing? Give me 1 second. And they're always willing to hang out. And there's enough stuff going on in here so they can walk around, take a peek around. They can read some of our MEA mag articles that are posted cleanly on the wall, check out some of our awards, you know, kind of help us close the sale before we even say the first words to them. So that's always nice. As far as for calling customers, it's a friendly welcome and we figure out what they need. If it's something that requires us to see their vehicle, we'll have them come in. If it's a simple remote starter, we can look it up. We can price those over the phone generally, unless it's something out of the ordinary. Few things we'll price over the phone. Any audio or any other work out here, get them to come to see the shop. We can actually go out to the car with them and look at their vehicle, especially if it's one of these ambient light kits or if it's audio. Take them out to their own car. We can take a radio out to their vehicle. I can show them what it's going to look like in there. I can bring up some of the Facebook groups. We share photos of vehicles that are completed, and I can show them what this exact unit is going to look like in their exact car. That's huge. That's pretty damn awesome. And when it comes to any custom work, I do 3D renderings of their vehicle, show them basically what the finished product is going to look like built into the back of their trunk or in the back of their SUV or whatever they have. That's a huge tool, and that's helped us close quite a few jobs over the past like 12 months or so, and I'm working on another one right now. Hopefully we'll be able to get that one closed shortly. As far as having a sales process in place, I'm going to say no, and not because we're just lazy, because it always plays with the client. So every time somebody walks in the door, it could be an 80-year-old woman looking for something. It could be an 18-year-old kid looking for something completely different. The processes are going to be different. So there's no cookie cutter on that. And Christina and myself are very well versed in sales. I've had a lot of sales experience in my life. I've had a lot of customer service experience in my life in prior jobs. And we both bring those experiences into here. And we both have completely different styles of interacting with customers. And I think it works very, very well. And I don't think we even have any reason to revisit that or change it at this moment. Our warranty policies and returns, obviously you've got your manufacturer warranties, which sometimes have an expiration date to them. As far as installation, all of our labor is a lifetime warranty. And I can justify that because of the level of work that we're putting into the car. There's no way for it to fail. The installation side is never, ever, ever going to fail. My ground connections are done properly. All power wires done properly. Everything is just done to a level to where we don't have to worry about it coming apart. If I'm doing a remote starter, everything is military spliced. It's soldered when it needs to be, generally not, but everything is military spliced. It's taped, it's secured, it's tied up. Nothing is ever going to fail, except maybe on the electronic side. Some products do have a lifetime warranty, which we will honor for the lifetime that they own that vehicle. Some products do expire. So in that case, if we're within the manufacturer's spec warranty, we'll go ahead and swap that out. If it's after that, they may have a little bit of a labor charge to swap the part out, depending on how involved it is. Sometimes we'll just waive that and take care of it as well. We like our clients. We don't want to rob them. We don't like nickel and diming people. Even when it comes to like batteries. We do complimentary battery replacement and remote fobs for everybody, whether it's a factory fob or something that we've installed, something that was installed at another shop. If your battery is dead, they just come in, swap it out, and everyone's always pleasantly surprised on that. That was a pretty smart thing to do. A lot of people are expecting to pay a couple bucks for the battery, pay a couple bucks for us to put it in. And we've had people come in 2 years after the fact, like, dude, there's no way I was going anywhere else. You guys changed a battery for me 2 years later. You wouldn't even charge me. You wouldn't take any money from me. A lot of times we'll tell people to just go donate to a charity or to donate to a dog pound or something like that. And it goes over so well that they're going to wind up coming back, and it's going to help us in the long run by doing that. While we have their vehicle, they set the appointment, get a text message. They get a reminder text message the day before. If anything comes up while we have their vehicle in the bay, it's either going to be a phone call or a text message. So a lot of times, we're business hours, right? So they're at work. So we'll throw them a text to just give us a call. I will not deliver bad news via text message unless we're already having that conversation via text. I don't like just breaking out with that, like, hey, everything is wrong, come get your car, there's nothing done. No, nobody wants to hear that text message or read that text message. So we don't do that. We'll have them call in so we can speak to them and explain what's going on. And then when the vehicle's finished, they also get a text message. It just seems to be the way of the world now. A lot of people don't even bother answering their phones. Sometimes they're at work, they could be in a store, they could be anywhere and just not able to even answer. That's just a little more convenient for them if we just throw them a text saying, hey, call, or hey, your vehicle's ready, pop in whenever you can. And then it also says, if you got any questions, just give us a call. One of the things that's really nice, and it's actually built into our scheduler, is the ability to send a text message a week, a couple of days later, whatever we want to do. And that lets us reach back out to the client and make sure, there's nothing wrong with the install, make sure they're actually enjoying their gear, everything's working properly. It gives them an opportunity to let us know if it's not working properly or if they're unhappy with what's in there. And it also allows us to, basically ask for a Google review or some sort of a review after the fact, as long as they are indeed happy. As far as a schedule for regular cleaning to maintain the store's appearance, that's done regularly. It's done nearly daily. Do a really nice job of showroom upkeep and bay upkeep. Christina's out here all the time tidying up. She tightens up the Cartel Cafe over there, make sure that's all fully stocked. She just got done doing all these Christmas decorations that you can see behind me. It's pretty nice. It's really pretty in here, and we enjoy it. And I love when people come in and it's their first time in and they're like, holy cow, I didn't know there was anywhere around here like this. So if we start letting that slip, you start losing that initial interaction, and it just doesn't have the same effect. Section 4 on company policies, we're pretty relaxed about that because it is just myself and Christina right now. That's something that will be addressed in the future when we start to onboard new employees. But at the moment, no, we're very laxed with that. And recently we decided to close on Mondays, which gives Christina and myself time to schedule doctor's appointments, do family things, and take care of stuff when things are actually open out in the world and not just simply on Sundays. So that's been pretty great. As far as calling in sick, we don't have to worry about that. Again, it's just her and I. So this whole section is a little bit different than what we do. As far as performance issues and getting people back as being positive, Christina's been amazing. I have never had a reason to even doubt her productiveness. She does more in the course of a day than I think I do being out in the shop bay. So no, that's just a non-issue here, and something that maybe when we start to bring in other employees or other help around here, whether it's subcontracted or what, that's stuff we can address at that time. As far as sales staff training and growth, Christina and I go to as much trainings as we can throughout the year, whether that be me flying out and doing fabrication trainings or we go to the local trainings. Both of us go to the Atlantic City Knowledge Fest regularly. We've been both going to the Vegas Knowledge Fest as well. And besides the trainings and the networking at those, you learn so much, whether it's in the classroom or at a restaurant or a bar afterwards or hanging out in the lobby with the guys. There's so much to learn and so much to pick up at those things that it's really important to us to continue to do these. As far as incentives, anytime we go to any company trainings, it's all paid for by the company. I did have somebody working with me for a short time that had some health issues. He had to walk away. But I paid for him to go down to Master Tech. We paid for him to go to Knowledge Fest with us. He went to the Go Fast trainings with us to do the manufacturer trainings. It's all super, super important. Staying up to date with my MECP Master is very important also, especially since there's a total of like 5 in the entire state. So it's nice to be able to show people that we are that much better than the rest of the guys around here. And we stay ahead of the curve as far as learning. It's nice to know about the vehicles and about the systems that are coming into the bay before they get taken apart, and then we're sitting in our hands because we don't know what the hell we're doing with the car. So huge process here is the training side of things. The success stories here would be maybe more on Christina's side, since she has a lot more interaction with the clients. A lot of people just come in to see her, and we've had people come back days later to say thank you, or days later to say, hey man, these headlights, actually we had a guy recently come back about a week after setting him up with a set of Lucas headlights. He came back in just to simply tell us that his son was driving the car at night And about 200 feet away, there was a deer just standing in the middle of the road. And with the prior headlights in his car, there's no chance his son would have ever seen those. So he just came in to shake my hand and say thank you that we potentially saved a car accident. His son could have hit the deer. So that's a great story right there. Other than that, maybe Christina has something she could add into that, because she does deal with the clients a little bit more than I do being in the back.
So one success story that comes to mind happened kind of recently. This guy came in and he had gone to another local car audio shop. The customer had purchased his own radio from Amazon, and it turned out not to be the correct one for his truck. The guys gave him all his stuff back and pretty much told him to kick rocks. So he ended up coming here to see if we could install his radio that he purchased, and it was still the wrong one. So he ended up sitting down talking with Mike, and we found a solution that did work in his vehicle. So we ended up doing a really nice Linkswell radio. So he was so pleased with the way we handled the situation that he came back a couple days later, put a deposit on a pretty sizable audio job because of the way we actually took the time to listen to him and deal with his situation. So another thing it's kind of out of the ordinary, but definitely stuck with me, was this lady that came in. She wanted to get a remote start for her car. So I gave her options, booked her in, and then we got talking about all kinds of other random stuff. Then we ended up sitting in the waiting room together and having a cup of tea, talking about like food and cooking and dogs, all that. And then a couple weeks later, she brought me a whole bunch of tea bags and like spices and stuff, which was super cool.
Section 6, marketing. We rely pretty heavily on social media with Facebook, Instagram, even more recently TikTok. My daughter's been helping a lot with the TikTok. She runs that page for us because I just don't understand that platform as much as I do, say, Facebook. We've been running some pretty cool AI ads recently. I did a little claymation animation of myself putting a remote starter into a car and talking to the camera, and that was fun, man. We got a lot of interaction on that one. It was just something different than the norm, so it was really cool to do that and set that up. Took a couple of trial and errors to get that going, but that was pretty fun. Outside of social media, we've tried newspaper in the past, and it doesn't have the ROI we were hoping to see, so I think we're going to pull away from the newspaper. I do want to run an ad on the radio, so I want to see, maybe we'll run one as a test and see if we get a good ROI on it and see how that goes from there. But that's the only avenue we really haven't plugged into yet. Other than that, the social media has been great for us. So that pretty much is our primary solution at this point, is our Facebook ads. And we run on our personal pages, on the business page. We go into all the local groups, all the local town talks groups. We're in all of those with all of our specials, and any ads are not even just ads, like cool stuff that we're doing. If we're going to be out in an event, we share it all up on there and try to get some interaction into the event that way as well. That kind of flows right into the next one, is our industry and community involvement. Industry events, social media groups, we're in all the big ones. We're in the 12 Volt Connected very well. I'm now an admin in the 12 Volt Connected group, which is kind of an honor too. Those guys run a really tight ship, so it's nice to have an admin role on that particular group. Other than that, we're in all of those, willing to help out in any way possible on there. Community events, Cars and Coffees, fundraising and sports. Yes, we're very involved with Pawtoberfest, which is an annual event that raises money for the local dog pound. This year, we did something a little different than the norm. Usually what we've done in the past is we donate a couple remote starters to the raffle, and it generates just a bunch of money, like hundreds and hundreds of dollars every year. We've done that, and then we attend the event, we share it up on social media, we get more people to go to it. We're at the Terryville Fair, which is a local big fair. Actually, it's not even local, it draws from the entire state. There's probably 100,000 people to go through during the weekend, and while we're there, we're not only introducing ourselves to the community, we're also raising money for that event while we're at that show by raffling off either speakers or a remote starter or a set of headlights, something. We're always doing something that will raise money for Pawtoberfest. This year, we reached out to a couple of our manufacturers, and we actually got Arc Audio. We spoke with them, and they couldn't help fast enough. They're such an amazing team there. They gave us equipment to raffle off at the event. It raised thousands of dollars to help feed and home and care for these dogs and get them medication they might need, shots, getting them fixed for certain breeds. And it was the single largest raffle prize that's ever even been done at the event. So we did a nice social media spot with the lady that runs the whole thing. She's one of the Wolcott Police Department. She's the AOC there. And she even came to the Terryville Fair with us. She brought her dog. She brought the police dog with her, Mallard. And it was pretty awesome having her presence at the event to show that it really was legit. Like, it's not a money grab like some of the raffles and nonsense you see at these fairs. And we couldn't be happier than to do that every single year. That's something that's not going anywhere. We're going to try to push. I've got something planned for this coming year that might even be bigger than last, but we got to finalize all those things. But that's one of the events that we do. It's pretty incredible. Outside of the industry awards, 4 years in a row, we were named Best of Waterbury, General Waterbury Area. And it's only been a category in the awards for 4 years, and we've won it every single year that it's even been a thing. That's pretty awesome because that comes directly from our clients and from our community. So that one means a lot every year to get that. I feel Cartel is deserving of the Retailer of the Year award and to represent this industry for the next 12 months, not only because of the scope of work we do, because a lot of the guys on here do that. A lot of the shops on here have nice places. You know, we can beat that to death, but it's not different than, say, any of the other guys on here. Why we should represent the industry is because of the relationships we build, not only with our clients, but with our manufacturers, our distributors, our one-time customers, people that might not even do business with us. We have earned their trust. We've earned the trust of our manufacturers, and when we say something doesn't work, that means it doesn't work, right? But the fact that our clients keep coming back here means we got their trust for life, and they're not going anywhere else. If we move, they're going to be moving with us, which is something we're looking into recently, which there might be some news about that soon. But the simple fact is that we are in a relationship business, and we take that very seriously. So we're not just pulling in customers to install radios and speakers. We want to build relationships with these clients so they continue to trust us going forward with every one of their vehicles, with their family vehicles. If they ever have a problem, even if it's something that we don't do, they come in here to ask who we would have do it. And that's super important. That means we have earned their trust beyond anything else. And that's first and foremost. We try to maintain a very professional appearance, a very professional approach to every client when they walk in the door, even more so when we actually have their vehicle in our possession. Everything we do, there's a thought behind it. It's not random. There's a process, and we do it to maintain the highest level of professionalism that we could ever offer, whether that be our interaction with our clients or while we simply have their car in the bay. Everything is top notch. We offer the best services, the best products, the best installation quality, the best service, and we do it in a way that makes our clients the most comfortable they could ever be spending the amount of money they spend with us. There's no randomness. Everything is done with a purpose and with a mission. And our approach to every single vehicle and every single client is on purpose. Cartel has been a staple in the Waterbury community for over 30 years. And that's absolutely incredible considering how many places come and go. And we've changed with the times, we've updated with the times. And we take these videos and these awards as a time to reflect on where we started in 1994 and where the place has grown to now. And it's absolutely incredible to see that growth and to look back and reflect, which is really one of the hardest things we can do as not just car audio guys, just as people. It's really hard to see your accomplishments, and these videos and these awards and me sitting here talking to my phone right now for the past hour. It's pretty incredible when you think about it and look at where we started to where we are now and see the growth that we've had since 1994. and how far the whole industry has come, and to be part of that and to be able to represent that, it means so damn much to us. And that's why we want to represent the industry for the next 12 months as the top retailer and the best that we can offer. It's 12 volt. This isn't rocket science, and we're not saving lives. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, we're not going to change the world, but that person that comes in to have their remote start done or a new sound system or whatever it is, we're actually changing their life for the better. We're changing their ride every day on their way to work or their way home from a crappy day. They get to turn up some music and feel good about it, and they're going to remember where they had that done, and they're going to remember that. And that's a great thing, and that's a great feeling to have. And that's something we want to continue for another 30 years. So I'm really hoping that's the case. Hopefully with that and everything else we've gone over in this video, you guys feel that we are the retailer of the year for the year 2026. And I hope to see you all in Vegas, and hopefully we'll be giving a round of high fives after we're walking off the stage with some hardware. So thank you guys all for watching, and thank you for judging, and we'll see you all out in the desert.